Hello, my name is Jenna. I have been on Mounjaro slash Zepbound for a little over 7 months now. I finally reached 80 pounds lost. I'm super excited about that. Before I start, I do want to say that I live in Pennsylvania and it has been extremely hot here. So, anybody living on the East Coast or, Northeast, I hope you're staying cool and hydrated for my exercise. I do have a pool. I've been swimming as opposed to walking or doing anything else, just because it is so hot. And to be honest with you, I haven't been to the gym either, but basically because it's super hot. So I've just sort of been doing my exercise in the pool, swimming laps, and it's been nice to be able to just walk outside and exercise, and just it's been nice to be able to do that. I wanted to talk about insurance companies and them dropping people, and people basically getting the rug pulled out from underneath them. Their GLP-1 has been covered. If you're on one of these medications, they are amazing and they are life-changing. I can't say enough good things. I am very excited for the new GLP-1s that are in the pipeline. It looks like they are slated to come out in 2026. So I'm excited for the future. Excited for my 80-pound loss. Like, that's amazing. I never would have been able to do this without Zepbound. I am so grateful to Eli Lilly for this medication. So I wanted to talk I talked about in my other video, insurance companies are starting to stop paying for these medications. And I wrote a post in a support group and I just said, I would be for. Now, before I say this, let me say I do pay out of pocket. My insurance will not, unless you are diabetic, is not paying for these medications. So let me preface this by just telling everybody who hasn't been here, I do pay out of pocket for my medication. And I do understand that not everyone is in a position to put out $550 a month to pay for these medications. So what I was saying in this post was, I hope insurance companies consider putting more restrictions on paying for these medications than just completely cutting them off, because they could be life-changing for so many people. And I don't want to say someone who needs it more than someone else, but this is a weight loss medication. That's what Zepbound is. Wagovy, Zepbound, that is what they are for. That's just, and I am not in any way talking about people who are taking these medications for diabetes. Clearly, if you are diabetic, these medications should be covered, period. No other story, just they need to be covered. That's it. Nothing. So I am not talking about them, but I am talking about people who feel that they need to lose weight, or their doctor feels they need to lose weight. And basically in this post, what I said was I would be for higher or more restrictions. I heard an insurance company toying around with a BMI of 35 or a BMI of 30 with another comorbidity. And what I was saying was I would support that if the alternative is them covering no one. That just seems to make sense, to give the people who are, really overweight that are morbidly obese the opportunity to have these medications that are life changing, could save their life, save them from becoming diabetic, heart disease, all the things. And for now, while these medications are so expensive and the insurance company is worrying about cost so much, and not so much covering people who need to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, but covering the people that have a lot of weight to lose and are at high risk for other diseases, other illnesses, issues. And there were people that supported that and understood and said, yeah, why, if it came down to it, the insurance company paying for somebody who just wants to, get to a 00 in a jean size, it is not as like pressing or important as somebody who is 100 or pounds overweight that needs to lose weight and is at high risk for other illnesses. And someone commented and said, well, 20 or 30 pounds could be a huge deal for someone else, and it really could affect their life, and went on. And I said, well, those people could still have the option to pay out of pocket, but what we're talking about right now is insurance companies covering these medications for people, and it's getting to the point where it's very expensive. They have investors to answer to, and if the choice is cover no one or make restrictions, in my opinion, the better option is to have more restrictions. So she comments this, and I comment back, kind of annoyed, saying, listen, I pay out of pocket, so this doesn't affect me either way, but a lot of these insurance companies are saying these medications are too expensive. You have everybody, their mother, brother, sister, and cousin on them. We can't afford to keep paying for them. What are we going to do? And she says to me, well, if you pay out of pocket, I don't think that you have the right to have an opinion on this. Okay, and then goes on, and let me just, I had made a post previously, and I don't think I've ever told this story, but on my channel, but I had been in a pharmacy, and I was picking up my Mounjaro, and this was a few months ago when things were getting like rough. I don't know if it was maybe March, April, like somewhere in there. And some woman, we'll call her Mabel, was stalking the pharmacy. And when I was talking to the tech, and I was talking about the coupon and, how much weight I lost, XYZ, Stable Mabel comes up and starts yelling at me that I have stolen her medication and that she's diabetic and she needs this medication, and I have stolen it from her because I happened to have a prescription at that pharmacy for however long, and my medication was ready. I don't know if she didn't have it. I don't know what the situation was, why, they filled my prescription first. I would assume because that's where I usually get my medication, and it wasn't somewhere that I was just calling around, to any pharmacy. It was the pharmacy I usually go to, and they happened to get my medication in. So they called and said, we have it in. And she was probably going, and I get it, to other pharmacies, and they didn't have it, and we just happened to be there at the wrong time. And she was very upset, and it was this whole thing. But I did comment on it in a post previously. And she puts up this post saying, the irony. Because at that point I said I didn't steal anybody's medication. And I still feel as though I didn't steal anybody's medication, and I am not really saying someone deserves the medication more than somebody else. I mean, I guess you could twist it to say that, but what I was really trying to get at is that there are people who are morbidly obese, who are at higher risk for a whole host of issues that I think need to be, that insurance definitely 100% needs to cover, and those people deserve to be covered. They are at risk, as opposed to someone who has 20 pounds to lose and is not in as high a risk. And I was just saying, if you don't have another comorbidity and you have 20 pounds to lose, obviously, if you have a high blood pressure and are 100 pounds overweight, you have a few more issues than somebody who just needs to lose 20 pounds or at a higher risk. That's what I was kind of trying to get at. I am not the one who is making the choice of who needs this medication more than someone else. I think my point was that the people who need it the most should be protected. And you know what? If you have 20 pounds to lose and you want to put out the $550 because your insurance company is putting more restrictions on it, have at it. I'm not saying you shouldn't have your medication. This is an amazing medication that can benefit a lot of people. I'm not saying that at all. But while the cost is so high, while insurance companies are considering dropping people, I absolutely am for more restriction and covering the people that are at the highest risk. I don't understand how that is even a debatable thing, or how me saying that I had a prescription and got a medication is the same thing. I am not saying who need, or standing in line and saying, this person needs it. I guess in a way I am, but I don't know. I guess it's just a hard situation. I was just, again, trying to make my point about, it's better to cover to have the most in need covered, as opposed if the alternative is to cover no one. But at any rate, I was kind of upset with that whole exchange, and that I wasn't supposed to have an opinion about it and then I'm not supposed to have an opinion because I pay out of pocket. I don't know. I think we need to support and look out for each other, and look out for people who are in need, no matter what that means. And that's just what I was trying to say. But again, with the heat, I hope, on a different subject, the heat, everybody's staying hydrated. I use Element electrolytes. I absolutely love them. Obviously, drinking water, but Element electrolytes are great. I've been using the Ninja Creamy occasionally, making the protein ice cream. And I also have been the Oath protein. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. The Clear Whey protein, the cocoa raz, and the watermelon has been amazing, because in this weather I don't want heavy milky protein. So those proteins that are more of like a flavored drink or a lemonade or a watermelon drink just have been a lifesaver for me when I need to get more protein in. You should check them out. They are amazing. I actually saw the Oath. They are now selling them at Target, some flavors. I think they had the cocoa raz, the chocolate, and the lemonade. So I thought that was amazing. The other ones, like the vanilla that I use, the vanilla bean ice cream that I use for my protein ice cream, I do get offline. The watermelon flavor, I do have to get offline, but it is what it is. I really love them, just because it's not that milky vanilla chocolate strawberry protein. If you have any other suggestions for protein, I would love to hear. I'm always, open to more protein like that because I prefer that over vanilla chocolate strawberry. So that's more of like a, just a regular drink kind of thing. But yeah, I hope you're staying hydrated, getting exercise in, either at the gym or swimming or doing something. And I hope your journey is going well, and I will see you next time. If you have any opinions on what I said, please leave them in the comments. Subscribe if you can. Give me a like, and have a good day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.